steal my strategies and see if they can give you better results, perhaps even better than what I have achieved. In our previous video, we had a review of our half-year performance based on what you set for yourself and what you have managed to achieve. Leave a comment down below if you have already undertaken the mid-year review. If you haven't, it's not too late. It's a beginning of a new half year, and you can make a change from what you could have missed out or you left out in the last quarter. Hello good people, hope you're doing well. Jacie is my name, and on this channel we talk about finance, personal development, travel and charity. If this is your kind of content, kindly consider subscribing, and if you're a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos, and we would appreciate feedback on the topics you want us to talk about. Yes, so let's get into today's video. It's the beginning of a new half year, a new quarter, a new month, however you want to categorize it. This is something we need to think through as the new phase of a certain review period starts. We have had 6 months of the year. Now we have another 6 months that we are going to strategize for. If you had an initial plan and after the last video you did a review and you identified your successes, your fails, your improvement areas and all that, then this video is a continuation of the review, but this time is not a review but strategizing on the way forward. The first thing we're going to do is to assess our current standing based on the review that we have done as per the last video, and then we assess what is the way forward and where we want to go, what we want to achieve based on what we reviewed and what we expect to achieve. Leave a comment down below if you made changes to the strategy that you already had, or if your current strategy is working. From the last review, here are some of the things that I will be focusing, and I feel you can also look and consider them. Number one is your budget. Based on the outcome of your review, you know whether your budget is surplus, deficit, balance, basically where you are. So you need to work on your balance, and you need to lay down strategies of how you're actually going to work on that budget to be able to achieve what you aspire to achieve. If you had already achieved what you aspire to achieve, you can look for ways to get better. There's always improvement areas, there's always room for growth. The next thing we're going to look at is investment. I am sure you know how your investments are already performing, and it's now time to re-strategize and see where you need to work on the investments that you might drop and where you need to enhance and maybe reap more benefits. Leave a comment down below with the investments that did not work for you and maybe you had high hopes, and the investments that worked well for you and maybe you never even expected they would. I would love to know, so that you know what, we can always try them out. The next thing is debt management. A big percent of people have debts, and some are actually struggling to have the debt, others are managing well. So based on your review and your assessment to just see how well you're doing when it comes to your debt, then you can see whether it's maybe time to increase your debt or maybe time to focus on cutting off your debt. And sometimes we always say, as much as you want to take debt, you want to ensure that your debts are always less expensive, and ensure if you're in a position you pay off the most expensive debt as you come down. Don't focus on the cheaper debts, because even if it is a short period, it is you're paying less money. So that is a factor. Don't think like this one is 1 year. Maybe it's 1 year and you're paying interest which is like 50% less than if you paid the higher debt. Yeah. Next thing we're going to look at is your goals. You have your short term. Now you know where you are. And of course, if you have not taken the review, it's just our immediate, I think, 2 videos back. You can take the review so that you can be able to connect with this one. So now that you know the status, you'll be able to now set yourself for improvement areas, or even get better as time goes by. Sometimes it may be difficult to make drastic adjustments even after doing a half-year review, because sometimes you don't have that money, so you don't want to start stressing yourself. You just need to look for ways to create that opportunity. Yeah, so we know short-term goals are within a year, so by now you should have achieved 50% of your goals. And if you haven't, all is not lost. You can still achieve your goals. Just make sure you're still working on them and you're still giving it your all. The next one is medium-term goals within 5 years. Just check through what you need to do to just make slight adjustments, slight changes, slight improvements where needed, and of course, celebrate wins. Don't always look at the bad aspect. And of course, lastly is the long-term goals over 20 years and all that. And make sure you're not only focusing on your short-term goals, leaving out your long-term goals, because your life is longer than your short-term goals. Of course, we don't know your lifespan, but you know for sure you don't want to focus on just 1 year, 5 years. You want to see if you can even do bigger things and achieve more. And the only way you can do that is by ensuring that you're keeping tabs with your long-term goals, even as you work on your short-term goals. So what will be our main focus in the coming half year? Number 1, investment. You have already identified what is working, what is not working. Of course, it may not be all of them, but at least you have an idea. So we are going to spot investments and see where we can explore, even for the first time. Don't think that that thing that you have never tried, that you're too scared. Sometimes you need to take a risk to grow. And of course, we're going to also embrace risks. As much as you have been investing, you also want to grow, and the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So as you grab the opportunities, just know some of them come at a risk. The next thing is budget realignment. You know the status of your budget right now, so you just need to adjust it according to what you're working towards in the next half year. Whatever you need to do, if you need to cut on some expenses, if you need to increase on your income, whatever you have to do, just make sure it is done within a reasonable timeline. The next thing we're going to focus is the savings. Are you at par with your savings? Do you have like savings that can come through in case of a need? And this saving comes in handy together with the emergency fund, such that if anything comes up, you're able to meet your emergencies without straining, without borrowing or begging from everybody. Leave a comment down below with the status of your saving. What percentage of saving do you have per month? And at this point, if you have achieved your saving target, say 3 to 6 months worth of living, and if possible 12 months, then I would suggest you start investing. You can't keep saving forever. Most of the saving options, you really don't make more returns. At some point when you hit some targets, you may need to go to the next level and now start investing and growing your money. We have also talked about debt management. I'll not get to detail because at the beginning we talked about it. And finally, we're going to focus on our income and expenses. As we said about the budget, you need to align it with your income, but also if it is difficult to align it, you can always increase your income by way of investing. You can get an extra job, you can start a business, and all those things that can help you generate income. So I believe we are now set for the quarter, and in our next video we're going to talk about the steps of financial planning and This way we will be able to now continue strategizing. If you're already practicing the steps, if you're already having a working strategy, we can only sharpen it. But if you really need help, you need to ensure that you also check out our previous videos where we highlighted fine details of the budget, of the things that you need to work on. Yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on our next one. Bye.